Hello, how are you? Today, I've put together for you 10 very common mistakes that get in the way of your sleep, harming your energy during the day, your weight loss, and preventing your day from being as productive as it should be the next day. I'm going to tell you more about them now, so stay with me until the end. You won't want to miss them. First of all, if you're new here, take a moment now to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. I post new videos every day with lots of tips on fitness, health, and nutrition. If you know someone who could benefit from this video, share it. Let's work together, you and I, to grow this chain of good, because that's what I want most for this channel. Sleep is very important for our bodies to function well, so we can retain our memories, relax, and even improve our cardiovascular system, lose weight, gain muscle mass. Sleep is crucial for the proper repair of our bodies, but there are some things that many people do that really harm sleep quality. Let's start by talking more about them now. The first mistake that many people make is drinking too much water before going to bed. I always say it's important to drink water, but not right before bed. Otherwise, you'll end up waking up several times during the night to pee, to urinate, and sometimes you can't fall back asleep the way you were before. Sometimes you wake up to go to the bathroom, your brain switches on and starts thinking about all sorts of things, and then you can't get back to sleep. So, to make sure you don't wake up in the middle of the night needing to go to the bathroom or end up with that uncomfortable feeling where you don't actually get up but still can't sleep well, stop drinking water at least an hour before your bedtime to avoid these problems. Also, be careful with how much exercise you do close to bedtime. For some people, very strenuous exercise can interfere with sleep because it leaves you feeling too energized. For example, doing a lot of spinning or very heavy weightlifting can really hype you up. Your brain gets stimulated, the music is loud, your heart rate is very high, and it can take a long time for you to recover and calm down. If nighttime is the only time you have to exercise, try to do some stretching, yoga, or meditation after your workout to help bring yourself back to your baseline and improve your sleep at night. Eating a large amount of food before bed can also, in many cases, disrupt some people's sleep. That's because for some people, digestion is slower, so they end up with that feeling of a very full stomach, lie down, and may experience reflux. This can really significantly interfere with some people's sleep patterns. Ideally, you absolutely shouldn't consume any large, heavy meals for at least 3 hours before going to bed for optimal rest. If, for you, it's essential to eat something before bed, try having a small portion of fruit so you don't go to sleep on an empty stomach, but preferably, try to stop eating 3 hours before bedtime so your night's sleep will be more restful. Now, 2 mistakes related to cell phones, because everyone is always close to their phone. If you could leave your phone in another room, it would be better for your sleep, but many people sleep with it under their pillow. Don't do that. Or on the nightstand, on the floor, right next to the bed. And why is it bad to have your phone nearby? For 2 reasons. First, if you're one of those people who stays on their phone right up until bedtime, that blue light from the screen interferes with the secretion of hormones, melatonin and other hormones that help you relax and enter a sleep cycle. So, that very strong, pulsating, vibrant blue light gets in the way. Not to mention that depending on what you're watching, if it's a very stimulating program, it will make you feel very agitated. So, it's not a good idea to get yourself worked up like that before bed. Besides, another big problem with the phone is that many people put it on silent, but it still vibrates. In the middle of the night, it keeps going off and you can't resist. You go check who's messaging you. Or even if you don't check, that noise wakes you up, and sometimes it's hard to fall back asleep. So if you can, leave your phone in another room. If you don't have another alarm clock and it's absolutely necessary to keep your phone in your room, turn off the notifications. It'll depend on your device, and place it face down so there's no red, blue, or any other colored light shining in your room. Another very common mistake is not having a sleep routine. We often talk a lot about sleep routines for babies and young children, having a set time to go to bed, a set time to wake up. But for adults, it's also very important to help organize your body and signal to your brain that your usual bedtime is approaching. This will make it easier for you to fall asleep. If, in addition, you can include a warm, relaxing shower in your bedtime routine before going to sleep, it can help you get into the right mood and make it easier to fall asleep. Also, be mindful of the thoughts you have when you lie down in bed. Many people use this moment to think about everything they did wrong during the day, all their problems, bills to pay, issues with their husband or wife, problems at work, and so on. Try not to think about problems at bedtime, because otherwise you'll end up not being able to sleep. Use this moment to think about the good things you want, to reflect on the positive things you accomplished throughout the day, to envision good things for yourself, so you can drift into a calmer sleep. Also, be mindful of the temperature of the environment where you sleep, of your bedroom. It's just as bad to sleep in a hot place where you're sweating and can't fall asleep as it is to sleep in a cold place where you wake up with cold feet and cold hands. Depending on the region where you live, you might be experiencing one of these two extremes. So try to keep your bedroom as climate controlled as possible at a comfortable room temperature so you don't experience these fluctuations and wake up due to temperature changes. Also, be careful with stimulating drinks. We always think of coffee, but for some people, even mate tea, green tea, black tea, teas with caffeine, and soft drinks can stimulate the central nervous system and make it harder to sleep. So, if you already have a tendency toward insomnia or a lot of difficulty sleeping, don't have any of these caffeinated or stimulating drinks after lunchtime to make sure your night's sleep will be more peaceful. And another big problem is people who take sleeping pills or sleep medications on their own. I know there are some people who have a medical prescription. I'm not talking about those who have a psychiatrist's or neurologist's recommendation and take it under supervision. I'm talking about people who see their cousin taking it and go buy some for themselves, or get it from their cousin and start taking these medications on their own. These medications, in some cases, can be addictive, in the sense that you can only fall asleep if you take them. And often, for some people who don't have medical guidance, this sleep ends up not being as restorative and the person can't get the same rest at night. There are some milder options like chamomile tea, valerian tea, passion fruit tea. I have some tips here on the channel about teas that can help calm you down naturally. I'll leave them down below to help you. I also want to remind you that down here in the description, I'll leave other links related to sleep, sleeping better, best foods, worst foods, which I know you love. If you don't know, the description is right below with the video title where I'm talking. There's an arrow, click there, and a tab will open downwards with all these links I've already set aside for you. Tell me now here in the comments, I would love to read your comment, which of these mistakes is the hardest for you to stop making? Did you catch yourself making any of these mistakes and that's why you were sleeping poorly? Do you have any other tips for sleeping better? Write them down here below. I would love to read your comment. If you know someone who needs this information, share this video. Let's expand this chain of good together, because that's what I want most here with the channel. Take the opportunity to like the video, it helps me a lot. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. I have new videos every day about health, nutrition, and lots of healthy, easy, and affordable recipes that you're going to love. See you next time. Bye.